like I was saying, I had my personal moments with him, and he would tell me stories from his birth, to his schooling days, when his father was the principal of the Commander Training College, when he and his younger brother Cadman were in Achimota School. Of course, his elder sister A.M.I was also in Achimota School. And plenty of stories. Like I said, I also ended up in Achimota School much, much later. So there was a lot to talk about, plenty stories. And still on the issue of not engaging in profligate expenditure, I remember asking him once as president, of course, as the presidential candidate for the NDC, July 21st was his birthday. He never had a party. Every July 21st, he would choose a children's home, a hospital ward, an orphanage, somewhere where he could go and spend that day that God gave him life with those ones who were struggling for life. That was it. And so it's one orphanage in Accra, another one in Central Region, another one in Eastern Region, Western Region. Of course, when he became president, the tradition continued. This time around, he wasn't able to go personally. And so there was a team headed by one Miss Clarissa Numekwa Akolache, who happened to be my secretary. She was also with us from KOKU Hill. And when we ended up at the castle, she was in my secretariat as my secretary. And so Clarissa, Adolph Boateng, and the team, of course, Kofi Atta Mills, the son of President Mills, joined at the time that we were at the presidency, and so was part of the team. And in wanting to know more about the man I was working for and committed to, I asked him on one of these trips why he didn't celebrate his birthday the way others did. And he told me a very interesting story that, so from Commander to Achimota School, he was on scholarship. And so he was privileged, of course, a brilliant student. The story has it that because his father was a teacher at a very young age, between his elder sister A.M.I, Professor Mills himself, his younger brother Cadman, their father just began to teach them outside the school curriculum. And so that was it. All the magnetic brains and the astute educational foundation came from there. And so I'm also trying to give my children something like that, because it's not all about the politics. It's about home affairs as well. And so he told me how he would go to Achimota School. He and his siblings would come back on holidays and come and play in the sand or play football, because he loved football. And come and play football with boys in Commander. And one time he celebrated his birthday, but noticed that none of the boys, his play friends, ever talked about their birthdays. Yet these are the boys that he used to play football with anytime he returned from Achimota School on holidays at Kisi in Commander. And so at that very young age, he told himself that if my friends, some of them even don't know their birthdays, never will he celebrate a birthday in opulence. Rather, he will share whatever he had or has with the less advantaged. And so that's how he grew with that psyche, which influenced his life. On the hockey pitch, on Legon campus, where he was not only a lecturer, a teacher, but also the president of the Amalgamated Sports Clubs for 15 plus years. Stories abound, a plethora, a deluge of stories about how this man just cared for people who did not have. That's all. Paying school fees for his own students who seem to have financial challenges, giving lifts to people from one end of campus to the other end of campus, mentoring people in the area of sports, hockey, and the number of people that he helped post-Legon to get scholarships to go and study across the world. Because of his academic background, he had those links. So it was easy for him to push his students. Somehow I'm unable to mention them by name for very obvious reasons, but they know themselves. And I want to believe that in this 10th year of the passing of President Mills, especially as these documentaries tell a certain colorful story of a man who was a father, a teacher, a friend, a nationalist, a patriot, I want to believe that quite a number of those friends, those students he mentored who are in privileged positions today, will approach the Tamils Institute and lend their support in so many ways, not because one is forcing them to, but I'm sure that their hearts and their minds shall be touched, especially on 24th July when His Excellency President Akufo-Addo graciously commissions Asomdwe Park, and the world and the nation focuses on what Asomdwe Park would be and what it will stand for. I want to believe that quite a number of these persons. So, back to the issue. So that's how he never celebrated his birthday, and he was an amazing man. And the stories of how, he joined the TEU, that's the Tertiary Education Workers Union. So that's a professor, but he decided to join TEU to be with them, to understand their issues. And at the presidency, he didn't change. I remember a couple of occasions where he will call me up to the office. The relationship was very personal and deep. And I don't regret it. If some persons didn't have such personal relationship with him, it wouldn't be because of me. Because he chose. Of course. And a couple of times he will invite me to the office and he's introducing me to some elderly men who happen to be his friends along the Ebiri, Ekwapim, Ekropon Ridge, because when he was on campus, very often weekends he will drive along that stretch to go and buy foodstuffs, for domestic use and to share, for people. And of course, those days he enjoyed a bit of palm wine. And so he will stop, and these palm wine tappers are coming with fresh palm wine. And it was nice to enjoy a calabash or two of palm wine. And as president, they managed to reach him, and he didn't understand why he shouldn't invite them, specially to the presidency, and be in his office and share moments with him. He never once forgot beginnings. And as we have the old adage, the people you meet up the ladder are the same people that you meet going down. The need to be nice for the people you meet up, going up. So when you're coming down, you won't suffer. President Mills never came down, but he continued to be nice to the people he met up. Great guy, great man, good teacher.